Yeah, how difficult was it to make this fight? Because Francis had his fight long time ago. It's been over a year, and been waiting for this fight. So, was it difficult to make because you felt like Stipe just didn't want to take this fight? Right.
No. One thing about Stipe, I wish that were the case, man. But Stipe's a real one, man. He ain't no coward. He ain't on some punk shit and all of that. He just had business with DC Cormier. You know, they fought 3 times, so that took time. I'm sure from a financial standpoint, it was the right thing to do. And DC Cormier is a legend too, so you know he had business moves and other endeavors that he had to take care of. Remember, he got knocked out by DC in that first fight, so you know he had to get that back. And once he got that back, now they won. So you know he got to get it again, go up 2-1. So I really don't think he was afraid of Francis. Honestly, I just think there were probably in his mind better business situations for him. And Francis ain't just the type of guy you just want to fight. You know what I mean? If you could get another fight, I mean, Francis is something different, guys, and him focused and relaxed and showing his abilities, doing what he's capable of doing, is dangerous, man. I'm telling you, he can kick better than what you think. He can knee better than what you think. He's stronger than what you think, and that fight IQ will be on display tomorrow night, and we're pretty excited about it.
And the irony in that statement is the better business decision. Stipe threw a tantrum when a 40-year-old DC was trying to make a good business decision to go in there and face Brock Lesnar, which would have brought him.
Yeah.
Now it's for him to make good business decisions.
Yeah. I mean, but remember, that's all up to the people involved. When it comes to money and opportunity, not everybody like the old school dudes and put that on the back burner. Mayweather definitely wouldn't have. He's the standard now. It's about making that money. It's about the business first. But yeah, I agree with you. But I wasn't in that situation, so I don't know. But yeah, you're right. But again, I really don't think Stipe is afraid to fight. Put it this way, it's crazy, right? Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson are supposedly hooking up for the 3rd time, right? Holyfield beats Mike Tyson twice, but everybody in the world considers Mike Tyson a better fighter than Evander Holyfield. Think about that. That's crazy. You could beat someone twice, and public opinion is that you're better than the guy that beat you twice. So it's the same type of thing with this situation. Of course, Stipe is going to complain because he wanted to fight. Of course, when you're the one outside looking in, you want that opportunity. But when you're the one making that decision, you have to think of business more importantly because those opportunities have already existed for you. You know what I mean? For Stipe to beat DC was the opportunity to be able to make bigger fights, and he did. You know what I mean? He got the 3 times with DC. So it just goes by perspective in that. But as far as him being afraid, I don't think he's afraid. He already fought Francis once, so I don't think fear is a factor. But beating Francis 2 times is a very difficult task. He's different right now, man, and he'll show that to the world tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Did Stipe show you guys anything or prove anything to you in that DC trilogy?
No, because goddamn, man, in the second fight, DC let Stipe hit him 15 times to the liver. Then he finally went to the head. I mean, come on, man. In the art of fighting, you can't get hit with the same technique that many times consecutive. Something else is gonna come eventually. Stipe showed us that he's the best heavyweight UFC world champion in the history by his defenses, by his triumphs, by his disappointments. He got knocked out by a guy, came back, beat that guy twice. So that proves courageousness, that proves heart, that proves belief in yourself. He proved all those things that people want to see us prove tomorrow night. Everyone's talking, oh, can he stop the takedowns? Can he beat the guy that took him through a miserable 25 minutes? Stipe proved those points after DC knocked him out. So now, same situation. It's about beating a guy who beat you once. And when you take these rematches, there's some emotions in that. But again, I really feel the first fight was a great experience for Francis, man. It's a great experience for him. He knows he can go 25 minutes. Now with training and all the other fights, though they went quick, his last 4 fights went quick, less than one MMA round. But he had those training camps. He had the wrestling in the gym. He got comfortable being taken down. He got comfortable defending takedowns. And these are the elements that will show itself fight night. And we're excited about it. He's ready. We're ready. And the rest is in the hands of the universe, fate, God, and the fighters.
Aksum has a question. Thoughts on Jon Jones at heavyweight?
Woo. Boy, it's going to be real in the field. It's going to be real in the field.
Yeah, my feeling is, Coach, that if Stipe had been able to get, if Jon was able to get a fight with Stipe, I think that'd just be more evenly matched. Stipe coming in at 230 plus pounds. I think Jon will probably come in at somewhere about the same height at 6'4". And, a combination of Jon's wrestling and his, using his length, I think that would have been a more evenly matched fight. But since Francis is going to go out there and become the new UFC heavyweight champion, Jon Jones to get in there with Francis, it's just not going to be a good thing for Jon, man. And I hate to see Jon go out like this, but he might get decapitated by Francis.
Yeah. Well, thing is, what I was going to say, we're focusing on Stipe tomorrow night. Our goal, our dreams are to win tomorrow night. After that, we'll worry about whomever's next. But you're asking me a personal question about Jon Jones. One thing I don't do as being an ex-world champion, I got inducted in the Master of Martial Arts Hall of Fame in 2008. I respect guys that put that work in. And regardless of their personal life, Jon has put that work in. Man, 15, 16 title defenses is really putting that work in, So whatever Jon Jones wants to do, I think he can be really, really excellent at it. So we'll see. If we end up fighting him in the future, our plan is definitely to defeat him. But I think whatever he decides, he deserves that credit and respect for it. And you have to expect the same type of thing he's always done. So just being honest, I think he can do a wonderful job at heavyweight, because he is a well-rounded mixed martial artist, and he does have that wrestling element he can fall back on. Guys, in MMA, the wrestling element is very important. Even if you don't use it, if you have that in your toolbox, it's really important. Your ass get hit with some shit and get wobbled, the guy go to finish you, you can latch on to him and take him down. That can give you that 10 seconds, that 12 seconds you need to recover. And now you're right back like you never left. So Jon Jones does have that very well-roundedness of a real highest level MMA fighter. So you never want to discount that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Our goal is Stipe winning the rematch, becoming the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, becoming a UFC world championship winning team, and we'll go from there. Hopefully Jon Jones is being a positive, good person. Any shortcomings he's had, he a brother like us. So I definitely want him to get over all those obstacles. And right now, Jon Jones is the current GOAT of mixed martial arts. Right now, undebatable. So we'll see what he does next.
Someone in the chat says Jon Jones is well-balanced breakfast for everyone in heavyweight.
That's true.
He might be. But remember, man, I fought heavyweight. I fought heavyweight in kickboxing. I was 198 pounds fighting guys 260.
Wow.
It's not always about the weight, guys. MMA weight matters a little bit more, but it ain't always about the weight, man. You can't weigh someone's heart. You can't weigh their fighting spirit. You cannot weigh what a motherfucker's down to lose or what a motherfucker's down to gain. You can't wait. You can't put on a scale for dude willing to really die for this shit. You know what I mean? You can't put that on a scale. That's one reason why I like Khabib, because he was willing to die for that shit.
Wow.
So we can't weigh that.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, I'm not saying Jon gonna go there and whoop everybody's ass or not. I'm just saying we can only base people on their track record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you would expect him to do well. And I know what the person who's saying that is like, well, what about Adesanya moved up in weight class and didn't do well? Adesanya was a different story. Adesanya just wasn't focused and didn't come to fight. He was a little too lackadaisical mentally, and he did the wrong thing you cannot do when you fight older, slower fighters, and that's fight at their pace. That was Adesanya's mistake. Blachowicz started getting confidence after 1 or 2 rounds of Adesanya fighting at his pace, and the fight became real comfortable for him. That's just basic fight IQ. If you have an advantage over someone like footwork, foot speed, and pace, you have to keep that advantage. You can't get flat-footed and fight at their pace. Then it's a normal fight, a normal day at the office for them. And that was his big mistake. Jon Jones is very, very cerebrally smart as a fighter, and one thing he's gonna do is fight his fight. He's gonna throw his side kicks to the knee. He gonna post those long arms out there, and he will mix it up. He won't just strike; he'll mix it up if he has to. And the way he's looked at light heavyweight lately, he slowed down a bit. So that may be a reason why he want to go to heavyweight with some guys that's a bit slower. Man, you know, it's a lot of thinking in this game, man. The pace of heavyweight is a bit slower than a light heavyweight, and those things can actually play into Jon Jones' hands also. Now he's the faster guy again. So it just goes by how you see it. At the end of the day, anytime you got 2 people fighting, it's about who imposed their will, their spirit, their soul, and their motherfucking game plan on the other. That's the bottom line.
Right. You got 5 more minutes, Coach?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm here. I'm rocking out.
Okay, go ahead, D.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I got at least 5 more questions.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, but we got the welterweight champion, soon to be the welterweight GOAT, Kamaru Usman, also going to be in the corner with you guys, correct?
Yes, sir. I was just with Usman last night, man. Usman cool as shit, too. We've been knowing Usman. You go to my Instagram page, you'll see like from 3 years ago, Usman was working out with us and we were training all together and shit. So yeah, Usman will be there. Usman's always been there. Guys, this is not the first time Usman worked the corner for Francis. For the JDS fight, Usman worked the corner. Usman been there. When Usman has time and not in fight camp, he always comes and represents Francis. Them guys have been friends since they both started in UFC. They both African brothers. They both cooler than ceiling fans. You know what I mean? And that's how it is, man. Francis and Usman are cool. And Usman's a fucking UFC champion, man. He's reaching that GOAT status now. So why wouldn't you want him there? And us as coaches, we cool with it. Guys, real fast, I'm a fighter, man. I've been fighting since I was a kid. I understand what fighters feel. I understand what fighters go through. I understand the anxiety, stresses, doubts, and all that shit that a fighter might have. And a real coach ain't gonna have an ego about certain shit. If a dude wants somebody in their corner, cool. If it makes you feel better, cool. We with it. You know what I mean? Whether the guy trained you every day or not. If you want someone there, I want them to be there. Because fight night, it's all about the fighter being comfortable, focused, serious, and just positive about his outcome. That's what it's about. And if Usman being there make Francis feel like I need to push a little harder because I got the champ in my motherfucking corner, hell yeah, we need him in our motherfucking corner. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line.
Yeah. So Connor, Ireland, Kane, Mexico, GSP, Canada, Anderson, Vitor, Amanda, Jose, Brazil. All warranted. Now, I only feel like the UFC Africa card is possible if Izzy, Kamaru, and Francis are all holding titles simultaneously.
Yes.
You feel like Dana will make it a point of getting a UFC Africa card if Francis is victorious. Sorry, when Francis is victorious tomorrow.
I feel like absolutely. Real fast, a lot of people, and since I'm talking to the brothers, we're gonna keep it real. A lot of black people and a lot of people think Dana be on some racist shit sometimes. I don't know if you guys heard that, but a lot of people was claiming that a few years ago. And I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. I've been knowing Dana since before he even had the UFC. Dana trained at a gym called United Champions that I trained at way back in Vegas, in the early 90s. I've been knowing Dana when he was teaching people boxing and doing, conditioning. He was like a real popular, like, boxing fitness coach out here. He had clients like the Fertitas, who he eventually got to buy the UFC from the company in Japan when they were selling it. He had Ed Bernstein and all these really top attorneys and government officials here in Vegas. And Dana used to hang out with Floyd Mayweather. He hung out with a bunch of brothers, man. He was sponsoring Marvin the Beastman Eastman back